Fiverr issued me a challenge to help one subscriber launch a book in 90 days, and boy, we've been on a roll. We dug deep into our subscriber base and found Sarah Walday, a paranormal cozy mystery author and full-time homeschooling mom of 2. She's published over a dozen books in the past 5 years, but she's not quite gotten to where she wants to be in her author business. We got a lot done in our first 27 days, including help with her keywords, descriptions, covers, and a fairly deep edit on her upcoming release. Now we have to figure out what's our next step. Naturally, if we did all that work, the next thing we should do is plan out a solid book marketing strategy for a successful book launch. We're nearly halfway through our 90-day challenge and we still haven't planned a launch date yet. So I gotta get with Sarah so we can hash that out and additional marketing plans as well. Also, I called in a few favors to help even further dial in her promotional strategies before the launch. We've got a session booked this afternoon and I can't wait to see her reaction to the surprises.
We have to start building out an ARC team. So get that stuff set up. I'd say start getting the ARC team together. So the very first thing you're gonna wanna make sure is hit your email list. Hit your social following. And if you plan on doing any videos, make sure you do a call to action in your video and maybe something that kind of centers right around or close to book 6, something that's going to be themed. And it's not just like, hey, this video is about book 6. It could probably be like, I don't know, the 5 things I learned about writing a book as a stay-at-home mom or a homeschooling mom, whatever that might be. And in that point, you could probably be able to talk about book 6 organically. See if you can arrange any kind of newsletter swaps or group promos just around building that ARC team. I know it's short notice, so probably getting one is going to be slim and none. And obviously we don't want to spread our resources too thin because we're going to need those newsletter swaps and group promos for when you actually launch.
Right.
90-day challenge aside, when are we going to officially launch your book?
May 19th through 26th. My availability is crazy because my son's graduating and I've got a million things I'm doing.
Either we do it sooner or we do it later. We probably don't want to do it in between.
Right. So should we wait till the proofer tells us how long it's going to take before I set a date?
Yes. Here's the worst case scenario. Let's just pretend proofer's behind and you don't get your manuscript in time. You already feel pretty confident about it. I mean, you already had a professional editor go through it.
Yes.
You already had 3 beta readers go through it. I think it's already pretty solid, so proofing will get it set. So, I mean, if you're feeling froggy, jump for sure. I would say, let's go ahead. Let's pull the trigger on the pre-order and let's just make it happen. If you determine that's going to be mid-May, we're going to have to get our work boots on and get to work. If it's beginning of June, about another 30 days from now, we'll probably be a lot better off.
Beginning of June would be, just with my life going on right now, would be better. I'd be able to be more engaged if it was in June.
Let's do it June.
Okay.
Let's do it June. You answered my question for sure.
Knowing we have a hard road ahead of us, I figured now would be a good time to introduce you to a couple friends who know a lot about book marketing. So I got you hooked up to speak to 2 different experts. The first is Johnny Andrews. He's an online business strategist who's helped over 18,000 authors since 2011 to grow their reader bases and expand their author businesses to like 5, 6, and even 7-figure incomes per year.
Oh my goodness.
We're not done yet because I'm going to connect you with Jason Jones. He's a publicist with over 20 years experience in public relations. He's worked with athletes and best-selling authors from all walks, even leading over 11 different campaigns for New York Times best-selling titles. And he's hooking you up with the Publicist Starter Kit, which includes his book, Landing Local Media, a 365-day forecast for contacting local media, a list of contacts, and a 1-hour consult. What you think?
I'm really excited. I'm already doing what I know how to do, and just meeting you and talking to you has just opened up my world in the just book life. So I can't even imagine.
All right, the first of 2 consoles is up today, so let's get to it.
The big rule of everything is that you always need to be growing your subscriber base, always growing your social media fan base, and then at the same time, always engaging with both of them. And what's fun about this is you can use your email to promote your social, and you can use your social to promote your email. You get how that works? Like, it's a symbiotic relationship. And so there's a couple of, what I would probably suggest then is like, let's kind of talk about a strategy that can be deployed consistently. And there's going to be times where that strategy is going to be deployed just to grow your stuff. So you're always growing every single day. There's more growth, more growth, more growth. And that can be $1 a day, $3 a day in like a simple little ad. At the same time, you're also engaging, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to take that calendar, and you can do this, I would suggest a month out, and probably plan it 2 weeks ahead of time. Is you're going to look at that calendar and you're going to say, okay, what's coming up? Are there any holidays? Are there any mainstream reasons that could maybe be fun for people, where maybe there's a theme or something like that? Is this kind of making sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so here's the one question that I want you to tattoo like literally just all over your face. And so you lose total credibility with all your readers. All right.
Okay.
It's, what must I demonstrate to be true in order for people to want to buy my stuff?
It's already been a couple days since our meeting with Johnny, and now Sarah gets to chat with a world-renowned publicist. Let's catch a couple good little nuggets of wisdom from Jason Jones.
This is not a sprint. I know it is so cliche to say that it's a marathon, but it just is. I mean, it just takes time. There's so many books in the marketplace, and you just got to stick it out. And the biggest piece of this thing, and we'll get into talking about media and how to book some media and do some publicity, and then the difference between that for fiction authors and nonfiction authors. But the one thing that's similar for each genre is it's really all about relationships. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's relationships. It's what I say all the time, because it is true. In relationships, as you know, you take investment, they take time. You got to build trust. You got to show up for people, and you got to, that's not something that happens overnight. So as you write books, and you invest in a community, a fiction community, a community of writers, you review other people's books and you encourage them along the way and you take part in their journey, then all of a sudden it's much easier to call upon them to do that for you when the time comes. The thing is, you have to dispatch yourself of the mindset that you're trying to move a product, that this is about selling books, and instead take hold of the mindset that I have something useful and valuable, information that other people is going to inform and entertain other people. And there are people that will be interested in this. Not everybody. For instance, I'm probably not going to read a novel about homeschool moms who are detectives, but I think it's super cool. Like, that's a great idea. And there are probably millions of homeschool moms that would love it, and that's your audience. Your audience isn't everybody. So the idea is you find your audience, and you become an encouraging citizen of that community.
You're probably saying, that's all well and good, Dale, but I don't have your contacts, so what do I do now? The good news is you don't need my contacts to market and promote your books effectively. In fact, our channel sponsors, Fiverr, have a wide array of marketing and promotional gigs. For instance, Sexy Challenges will promote your book across 4 different book blog sites. Or Melrock, Isabel's Books, and Joel Books will share your publication across a range of sites and services. And if you want to have a place to showcase you as an author, get an exclusive interview with Jess Vina. To see a list of our fully vetted Fiverr professionals, visit dalelinks.com/list. Special thanks to our sponsors for their contributions to this series. If you want to show support to this series, then buy a gig through our link. Again, dalelinks.com/list. Truthfully, I was going to tell Sarah about this next surprise when I'd informed her about Johnny and Jason the week before last. Once she broke down, I didn't have the heart to ruin a perfectly good moment by piling on a bunch of other stuff. She's getting access to another marketing tool to use for her books, and that's book awards. With a book award, she can lean on third-party credibility for getting more exposure and potentially more sales. So I've called her to an emergency meeting, and she has no clue what it's all about.
I kind of teased at you that there would be more to come, and I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's make this happen. This is Hannah Jacobson from Book Award Pro, and obviously Hannah and I are really good pals. Instead of me revealing what we're going to be doing for her, I'm going to let you. So take it away, Hannah.
So today, I'd like to set you on the path to become an award-winning author, maybe even before publication. How do you feel about that?
There's no words.
We'd like to really kick things off with a professional award nomination. What this looks like from the perspective of Book Award Pro is we'll complete a submit boost for your book. So you'll join the system, tell us a little bit about you, about your book, and our system will match, target, and fully submit a professional award submission for your book. And at that point, you'll actually have special news to share with your audience.
We got to get this going now, because you could still submit an unpublished book.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's absolutely correct. We recommend about when your book feels about 95% complete, when it starts to feel like a book. That's at the point we recommend it's professional, it's ready to be presented to judges. Maybe there's a little bit of work on it that you're still, maybe you have very final editing or just tweaks here and there to maybe your launch website, something like that. But at the time your book feels complete and ready to share with a reader, an award judge, it's ready to go. Our system will definitely handle your book prior to its launch.
So cool. That's so awesome.
Pause. Remember how I said I didn't want to overwhelm her the first time around? While I was feeling the positive vibes and good cheer, I figured it'd be a good time to spring another surprise on her.
Well, I got additional news for you here, Sarah, because we're going to get you a full year on Story Origin. It's going to allow you the access to review copies. You can do beta reading, which, by the way, I love the feature. I've been using it a lot lately. You can get audiobook codes distributed this way, and newsletter swaps aplenty, and group promos. This is a value of about $100 for the entire year. Evan's really happy to get you all set up for that.
That's so awesome. You would think I would have more words, right? I mean, I write, but I can't think on the spot of words.
Getting access to Story Origin will help her organize a lot more of her marketing efforts internally as well as externally with other authors in her niche. Little does she know, Evan's planning to give her a full consultation on how to best leverage Story Origin and provide deeper insights into book marketing. That'll be next week. We'll see you then.